Hi cuties, today I wanted to bring you guys a quick little review for a game that I have been completely caught off guard by, and that is Labyrinth of the Demon King. Now before we get too balls deep, let me just say this is my quick thoughts on the game, and I won't be spoiling anything major as I'm on the last bit of the game myself, but I knew I had to come on here and yap to y'all because it's so remarkable. It came out a couple of months ago now, so I admit I am a bit late, but boy oh boy am I glad to have found this game at all. Developed by a solo dev named J.R. Not even gonna butcher that name, King, but it's right there, yep. This is an incredible piece of art to be made by one fella, and not to generalize it, but it's sort of been dubbed as King's Field meets Silent Hill. I personally believe it pulls from several other titles like Onimusha, obviously, Resident Evil. I mean, there's more than just those two games here. Let's just start by summarizing the very basic premise for those interested. You play as a common foot soldier who witnessed his lord get clapped by this demon king. So naturally, you trek along to find the sumbitch and take him down. Also, apparently there's a lot of lore here that I really haven't dug into, and I find the world to be wildly intriguing, so if you're into it, go play the game, please. But immediately, the thing that drew me the most to this game was the insanely grim and grungy art style. The 4:3 aspect ratio really drives the whole thing home, and these 144p ass cutscenes are the yummy cherry on top. I'm serious when I say I play a lot of PS1 inspired horror games. I mean, go look at my channel. But Labyrinth of the Demon King might be the best title that's nailed the vibes of these OG PS1 cutscenes. They are creepy as hell here, might I add. You'll see genuine bone-chilling things with these rank, stank demons squirting blood everywhere and shit. There's this intense, dirty-looking film grain that you are allowed to turn off if you want, but I actually opted to keep it on, which is something I usually never do, just so I can keep that PS1 style intact. Even though if this shit was on PS1, it would have ran at like 7 frames, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, it's really sick being able to play as just a basic-ass regular dude instead of an insane samurai with crazy-ass combos and shit. It helps build the survival horror gameplay because you're panicking in the early game quite a bit when you're trying not to get mollywopped. And mollywopped you can be. I am not gonna lie to you, I definitely was getting my ass handed to me quite a bit. Whether that be me just figuring shit out with the controls in the beginning, or perhaps the game just being janky at times, because it is, there's certainly a nice hint of difficulty here, which I embrace for sure. Condemned Criminal Origins is one of my favorite horror video games of all time, and an underrated title that I feel did the horror with melee being the primary tool for combat flawlessly. Labyrinth of the Demon King, however, really does take quite a bit of inspiration from it, I believe. I'm actually not sure if the dev even played it, but the animations and overall feel of the swings and blocking / parrying seriously reminded me of the Monolith RIP classic. The only difference being there's no weapon degradation here, nothing like breaks, and also you get seriously low stamina in the beginning. By late game, you can upgrade yourself quite a bit, but in the first hour or two, this motherfucker has the stamina of a 97-year-old smoker with a hole in their throat. Like, god damn. One dodge and a few swings later, and boom, you're huffing and puffing. I respect it though, and eventually you kind of learn you can run away a lot of times in these combat scenarios. The enemy variety isn't too vast here, but they are creepy as hell and can use a myriad of different weapons they find around the area. Like, they'll pick up a door or some shit and just bop you with it. The spawns are random, it seems. Like, you can go down a set of stairs, see a dude, walk back up, and then come back and he'll be gone. That can get annoying, especially if you feel like you cleared a room already, but I just rationalized it by being like, maybe I can get some more loot if I kill him again, I don't know. I've seen a lot of people compare this to the King's Field series, which is an older RPG dungeon crawler experience, and truthfully, I don't see the validity in the comparisons besides the first-person gameplay, obviously, and the older aesthetics present here. I'd liken it to Onimusha, Silent Hill, Resident Evil even before those titles. It's less of a dungeon crawler and more of a survival horror game, honestly. I even see some Souls game influences before I see King's Field, like with the way the enemies try to attack you around corners or the parry system, and like I said, the way enemies respawn after you save or leave an area, you know? There's even a Nemesis style enemy that chases you randomly that's unkillable, similar to RE3 Nemesis. There's a litany of NPCs you'll meet along the way with their own funny little quirks, similar to how you meet people in the Silent Hill games or even Resident Evil, seeing as how there's a merchant, a priest, a blacksmith, and a random woman. They all offer various things to help upgrade your character's arsenal, and it really helps spice things up along the way rather than have zero interaction in the game and just have you silently wander around getting all scared, you know? The game is around 5 to 6, 7 hours and only $20 as well. I love a nice little indie game like this with just enough content at a very fair price, and that's not an ad, by the way, I'm just keeping it real. You get 4 different sections of towers for you to fight through with bosses at each one. It's definitely just so much fucking fun trekking through this shit for real. I haven't even got to the sound design yet, which is damn near flawless. I mean, it's so crispy and freaky, and all the sound effects, like when you decapitate an enemy or whatnot, just ring through your eardrums like a nasty little ooze dripping through the earmuffs, you know? All in all, man, I'd say if this game even slightly looks interesting to you, I would say give it a shot 100%. I haven't beat the game yet, but it's hard for me to sit here and record this because I just want to go back and play it, like, you know? But I knew I had to come on here and yap about it to y'all first, though. It's such a fun, challenging experience that might be my favorite horror game of the year so far. The devs have seemingly been updating it quite a bit since launch with a bunch of nice quality of life improvements, so it's good to see that it'll be stuck with at least for a little while. Another cool thing is if you're a preservation freak like me, it is available on GOG.com, so you can actually like own what you buy, so that's what I opted to use. Once again, not an ad, y'all can pay me though. Labyrinth of the Demon King is a special title, and I recommend it to any horror game aficionado such as myself. Just go play it, bro. It's fun as fuck. That's really about it though, y'all. I love ya. Bye!